And also, I mean, as far as I know, the people who showed up, who actively participate and want to make a positive change are, in general, mostly Ron Paul supporters. I think Romney, the people who support Romney because they're told to. Whereas the people who support Ron Paul do it because the man is a patriot and he's really standing up for the American people and fighting for us, and has the track record of 30, 40 years doing that. And you can look back and you can see that. So the support is really authentic, and it's also very organic. And I don't even know if the Ron Paul campaign even knows how much support they actually have at the grassroots ground level. It's amazing.
As it stands right now, Mary, Romney has 800
the Ron Paul party's starting to suspect how much support they have, with comments like they realize that a good majority of the people who do support Ron Paul aren't showing up at these Republican constituents because
they're Democrats.
They're Democrats.
Yeah, Ron Paul's known all along that he's going to, and that's what he was trying to tell the Republican people, is not only with him, if you elect him, are they going to get Republican votes, they're going to get Democrat votes,
a lot of
independent
Democratic
votes.
and the independent, and people who usually don't care about voting because it's the lesser of two evils are going to vote for Ron Paul, because anyone who does Ron Paul research
It goes on.
understands that his whole life, all his policies, he's always kept his word, and he's always done things to benefit the people and not take away their freedoms but give it back.
47 delegates, and Ron Paul has 80.
Which is why the government's so terrified.
What do you think? How many delegates do you think he expects to gain out of the states that are left? And do you think that he really has a chance at the convention to pull through?
Does he really have a chance?
I think he does have a chance. There's still a long way to go. A lot of the primaries and things that happen, straw polls and stuff, were non-binding. So it is the delegate process, which has been Ron Paul's strategy all along, was to promote the delegate process and get the grassroots, get the Ron Paul supporters out there and becoming active, getting elected and things like that. I think that the 844 or whatever delegate tally that they're giving you is completely false, especially since so many of those states haven't had their conventions yet. So the Associated Press, which is a media pyramid scheme, they report and then expect it to trickle down, and everybody else reports the same thing. They're not accurate, and we've been lied to by them before, and unfortunately there's a monopoly on the majority of our media here, and you can just trace it back and find out that the same people manipulate other industries and monopolize a lot lot of our industries here, and especially banking, which is one of the main reasons why so many people support Ron Paul, is because he's exposing the whole system, this whole banking system that's bankrupting so many millions of Americans.
It is interesting, Mary, that the press that you're talking about likes to call this a coup, and that Ron Paul supporters are playing these, games that are upsetting the election. When as you said, he's just playing by the rules that are laid out. Could you talk a little bit about what are the role of super delegates here?
As far as I can tell, super delegates are usually spots filled by people who've been in the party for a long time. Maybe they're a chairperson, a central committee member, or a local GOP official, an elected Republican or something. So those spots are usually, it's like a Ron Paul supporter may not be able to get that position because it's an establishment GOP's seat that's going to get it. I don't know if they have any strength in their vote. I don't think their voting power has any more strength than any others. And I think that Ron Paul's people are getting elected to those positions, so they'll be the super delegates.
It is interesting that Ron Paul's guy just got to be head of the Alaska chair, and it is upsetting the RNC all across the board. Talk a little about, Gingrich just dropped out officially. Where do you think that his delegates will go? Have you heard anything about that?
Not until the final election.
Well, I think I mentioned it before that the thing about these delegates are that they're people. So, and one thing I can tell you about most of these people, these delegates, is that they're pretty tired of being taken for granted. So we don't even know where they're going to go, or who these people are. But I think that the people who get involved in this whole delegate process are patriotic people who care about making a positive change for our nation. And like I said, we're going to fight it out on the floor of that RNC, and people will be, you know, that when they see the strength and the numbers of Ron Paul's supporters, and that he really does have a chance, and if people would just, you know, tune out of some of the television and tune in a little bit to the internet and understand why it's under attack right now, why we've got so many laws and legislations trying to be written to limit us and to limit our internet freedom. People would see there's a whole lot of information out there, and like I said, Ron Paul's strength is growing, and they're completely trying to whack that out. But he really can win. I think that Romney is absolutely no threat to Obama. Like I said, there is no contrast between the two of them. Romney is, you can call him a moderate, but I would say he's a liberal.
They're trying to turn the internet into cable television where we have no control
all
of
the
what
same
we can
things
see,
that Obama's
say,
done while he's been in office, including the National Defense Authorization Act. He said he would have signed it as it is. He supports the Federal Reserve banking system. He supported the bailouts. Everything. He's
Mary,
he's not a part of the solution.
Mary, I just want to ask you one question about last time you were on here. I asked you, would you support Ron Paul if he chose to run Libertarian, if by chance he didn't get the nomination at the convention?
Every time I see
the Ron Paul group, a lot of people that I've talked to denounce the two-party, some could call it a two-party dictatorship, or this corporate-controlled party system that we see. So why would anyone be opposed to branching out of that and running third party as a last kind of hurrah in the game?
Why? There's no need to.
Well, it's funny you say that, because I think that the whole two-party paradigm, the left-right paradigm, has been fractured, and there's a crack, and people are seeing right through it. And for a lot of people, it's been shattered. And I don't think Ron Paul needs a party. I don't think any party has to make him their official nominee or whatever. I think the support for Ron Paul is so exponential. And whatever it takes, if he wants to run third party, I don't think that that's in his agenda. I think that we have a very strong chance of winning in the Republican Party, and I believe that, the whole concept has changed for a lot of people, and they're willing to get in there and become a Republican. Just because Ron Paul is a liberty Republican, and like I told you before, there's a lot of people running in support of Dr. Paul and policies, and that are going to, liberate so many Americans, that is going to make us financially free, individual, personal liberty, things like that. That matters.
He definitely has
made America great.
He definitely has put an interesting twist in the election. We'll definitely be following that. Thanks for coming on, Mary. That was Mary Wilson, volunteer organizer and Ron Paul supporter.
No,
it's the best you're gonna get.
Yeah.
That's not.
I know.
Hey, she was at least warmer than Bill O'Reilly.
O'Reilly could suck an egg. A rotten egg. That's been sitting in the sewer.
Really dislike that man. As much as I hate Rush Limbaugh.
Well, I mean, O'Reilly's thing is he doesn't even speak what he believes. He just
spews the propaganda
what he's paid to spew. And
this just in.
And if anyone has a different
Mickey Mouse
opinion,
was assassinated.
If you don't believe it, you're a terrorist.
Yes, you gotta be patriotic.
Shut up, do what you're told. Obey.
And that's what he kind of says. You're supposed to shut up.
Yep.
And do.
You're a Nazi!
Indiana Jones. Fatality.
Was that Sean Connery?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was pathetic.
Fatality.
Fatality.
Smash him too, yeah. I was gonna say those things have a mind of their own.
Fatality again.